Hey you guys, it's Miss Alexander, and today we're doing Module 5 review. You guys have been doing such a great job. It is now time to test and see how well you did with this module. Remember, during this module, we learned to accurately solve volume, and we did geometric hierarchy problems using the steps. We showed you several steps. Hopefully you remember them throughout this unit. You're going to use your notes in your completed lessons. Accurately solve each of the following questions. Prepare yourself for the module assessment. So let's keep moving, you guys. Question number 1, problem. What is the volume of the above shape? Remember, length times width times height. It's really important we remember that. Length, 1, 2, 3, 4. So right here, I'll write a 4. Width, 1, 2, 3, 4. Right here, I'm going to write a 4, and then height, 1, 2, 3. Right here, I'm going to do a height. And then right down here, you can go into scribble and do this, or you can write it right here at the beginning. Either way, whichever works for you. I'm going to do 4 times 4 times 3 equals. And just so the teacher knows which way it went, I'm going to quick highlight the one problem I'm actually doing. So I'm going to bring my 4 times, and 4 times 3 is 12. Now I'm looking at 4 times 12, which is 48. And yes, we got to make sure we label it, and it's units cubed. So what I'm going to do is go into insert and hit special characters. And right here in the search, I'm going to write the word super. Once I get super, I find my 3, and then I exit out, and I get units squared. So my answer is 48 units squared. So let's go on to my next problem. The next problem is to solve the volume of this without cubes. We're doing cubes, but we're not using the actual unit cubes. We're just using centimeters. So I'm going to go to scribble, you guys, and in my scribble right here, I'm going to go 10 times 8 times 4. I'm going to underline this one because I want to do that one first. So I'm going to go 10 times 8 times 3 is 32. Now remember, it doesn't matter which way you do this, just as long as you get the answer. And I always go with it where I can multiply the last number by 10 because it's easy. Because I know I take the 0 and put it at the end of my number. So 10 times 32 is 320. Yes, I need my centimeters cubed, you guys. I'm going to hit save and close, and then I have my answer right there. Teacher can see it. Now I'm going to move on. We're going to problem number 3. And remember, this one has 2 boxes. Remember, when we do that, we end up adding our shapes together. So I'm going to go ahead and click in. Okay, you guys, are you ready? I'm going to go to scribble. First thing I'm going to do is find the top box. So right here, I know my length is 10. And yes, 10 centimeters. My width is 3 centimeters. But let's look. I have 2 different heights. You guys. Right here, I have a 5 and a 7. Which one do I want? Yes, I need the 7, you guys. So I'm going to put 7. Now I'm going to quick write my numbers down here. I have a 10. That didn't change. I have a 3, which didn't change. And what changed was my height, because now I have 5. Now I've got to multiply this together. So I'm going to go 10 times 3 times 7. And I'm going to do this one right here. So I get 10 times 21, which is 210 centimeters cubed. I'm going to move that 210 centimeters cubed right here. And now I'm going to do this. I have 10 times 3 times 5. I'm going to underline it so the teacher knows which one I'm doing. I have 10 times 15, which equals 150. Yes, make sure you label it centimeters cubed. I'm going to take that 150 and add it right over here because I've got to add both of these rectangular prisms up so I can get the full volume. So my centimeters cubed stays the same. And now I add 0 plus 0, 5 plus 1, and 2 plus 1. Oh, that is not a very good 3, is it? Let's try that again, you guys. 3. Here's my answer to this problem. I will hit save and close, and here is my work. Now the teacher can see. We're going to go question number 4, you guys. Okay. A quadrilateral has, yes, very good. Any four-sided shape. Parallines are lines that, correct, don't touch. A right angle is, you guys are good, 90 degrees. So let's keep going. Problem number 5, a rectangle. What are the attributes of a rectangle? Yes, 4 sides. Okay, 2 sets of parallel lines. Ooh, yes, 4 right angles. Very good, you guys. There you go. We have 4 sides, 4 right angles, and 2 sets of parallel lines. Now I bet we're going to have to go in and mark our lines, mark the parallel lines. So we're going to jump into here. And remember, I showed you how to do this. And we have 2 sets. Right here's one, and this one's one. Look at how I use 2 on these. Over here, I'm going to use 1, and I'm using 1 versus 2 to show the teacher I see which ones go together. I'm going to save and close, and there's my answer. Now let's move on, you guys. Remember, we have a polygon. Polygon's the name of all shapes that are closed. Underneath the polygon is a special set of shapes are called quadrilaterals. And these are all 4-sided shapes. Once we go from quadrilateral, we have 2 we could go to. Trapezoid, which is 4 sides, just like quadrilateral, but has 1 set of parallel lines. Let's look at parallelogram. It has 4 sides, 2 sets of parallel sides, but it has 2 sets of congruent angles, which is important. And under parallelogram, we have rectangle and rhombus. Now remember, a parallelogram is known as a quadrilateral, but a quadrilateral is not known as a parallelogram because parallelogram is a special type of quadrilateral. So underneath parallelogram is a rectangle. Yes, a rectangle can be known as a parallelogram, but a rectangle is a special parallelogram. It has 4 sides, 4 right angles, and 2 sets of parallel lines. Or we could go to rhombus, which is, again, a special type of parallelogram. So 4 congruent sides and 2 sets of congruent angles. So please remember, parallelogram, rhombus can be known as parallelogram, but not the opposite. And then we have a square, 4 right angles, 4 congruent sides, and 2 sets of parallel lines. So it is a parallelogram. It's also a rectangle and a rhombus, but none of these can be known as a square. So let's keep moving on. So here we go. Can a square be categorized as a parallelogram? So let's look at this. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to write square, because that's what we're looking at first. Now remember, if the shape first mentioned is below the other shape in the heart, it can be classified. So let's quick go back. We're looking at square versus parallelogram. Is a square underneath the parallelogram? So can I call a square a parallelogram? Great job, you guys. Yes. So right here, I'm going to hide yes. I'm just going to use yellow. Yes, a square can be categorized parallelogram because the square is below the parallelogram. Also, the square is a type of parallelogram. You know what? Let's write special. Is a special type of parallelogram. So this is what your answer would look like. Let's keep going. Now this is if you guys want a 4. I'm going to quick jump into here and show you guys. We did this. Remember, we have to figure out the sides we want. So I'm going to quick scribble right here. So I'm looking at right here that I need to find the number, and right here. Uh-oh. Okay, you guys. Right here. Okay, those are the 2 I need to find for the top. I have the bottom. So right over here, the length is 10. The width is 2. And the height there is 2. So I'm going to go ahead and multiply. I have 10 times 2 times 2, which gives me 10 times 4, which gives me, yes, 40 meters cubed. Now let's try to figure out this top. I know that the bottom's 2, but I know the entire piece is 6. So how tall is that top? Very good. If you decide to go 6 minus 2 to get you 4, that is correct, you guys. And I see that my width didn't change. It is still 2. But now I've got to figure out this part, my length. I see that the whole thing's 10. I know the part I don't want to know, which is 4. So what's the part I need? Yes, it's 6, because you went 10 minus 4 to get to 6. So now I'm going to take my numbers and I'm going to multiply. I have 6 times 2 times 4. So right here, I'm going to do 6 times 8. Yes, 48 meters cubed. Now I'm going to take that I'm going to screw this up just a little, you guys. Go back, scribble. I'm going to take the 48 meters cubed. I'm going to add the 40 meters cubed to get 88 meters cubed. That is my answer. And as long as you show me all this, you get a 4. Make sure when you're doing your work, you're showing all your work and telling me what what we've taught you. Now, I hope this helped. If I went a little too fast, remember throughout the video, you may pause it and rewind. Hope you guys have a good day. While you're doing this, make sure you smile, giggle, and wiggle, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.